Welcome back. Today we're counting down the top 10 most dangerous areas in Newcastle, because who doesn't love a little bit of crime stats mixed with local gossip? Now, before anyone gets offended, I'm not saying Newcastle is some lawless dystopia. It's a brilliant city, but like anywhere, there are places where you might want to keep your wits about you, especially if you're out late, flashing your phone, or just generally looking like an easy target. So, let's get into it. We're starting at number 10 and working our way down to the area with the highest crime rate in Newcastle. And if you live there, well, fair play to you. Kicking things off, we've got Kenton, with 1,030 reported crimes and a crime rate of 126 per 1,000 people. It's not the worst place in Newcastle, but let's just say it's not topping any safest places to live lists either. Most of the crimes here come from antisocial behaviour, which, let's be honest, is a nice way of saying groups of people hanging around, being loud and occasionally lobbing something at a bus. There's also a fair bit of shoplifting, so if you own a shop in Kenton, maybe double check your security cameras are actually switched on. In at number 9, Arthur's Hill, with 1,397 crimes and the same crime rate as Kenton, 126. But don't let that fool you. It's known for a bit of a rough edge, with violent crime and theft being the main issues. It's one of those places where you'll find nice streets next to ones you probably wouldn't fancy walking down after dark. Bit of a mixed bag, but definitely one to be aware of if you're new to the area. At 8, Benwell and Scotswood, the gift that keeps on giving. 1,404 reported crimes and a crime rate of 130. It's got a bit of a reputation and not exactly a great one. It's seen a lot of change over the years, but crime here is still a big issue. If you're heading through, just keep an eye out for the usual theft, antisocial behaviour, and the occasional "you looking at me" moment from someone on the street. Blakelaw is up next, at number 7, with 1,140 crimes and a crime rate of 137. It's one of those areas where you might not expect to see it on a list like this, but when you look at the stats, it kind of makes sense. Antisocial behaviour and violent crime make up most of the numbers here, so if you're planning a late night stroll, maybe pick somewhere else. Just a thought. In at 6, Elswick, with 2,595 crimes and a crime rate of 139. Now, this one's been on Newcastle's crime radar for years. It's seen a lot of regeneration efforts, but crime is still an issue, with a mix of burglary, theft and some more serious incidents. It's got some decent parts, but if you don't know the area well, you're probably better off sticking to the main roads and avoiding any dodgy alleyways. Denton and Westerhope come in at next with 1,338 crimes and a crime rate of 141. Not quite as high profile as some of the others, but there's still plenty going on here. It's another place where antisocial behaviour is a big problem, which is often just a polite way of saying expect the odd argument in the street or someone kicking off in a takeaway. Right, into the top 4 now, and Walker makes its appearance with 1,589 reported crimes and a crime rate of 148. Walker has a bit of a reputation. If you know, you know. It's not all bad, but it's got its fair share of trouble, mainly violent crime and antisocial behaviour. If you're a local, you'll already know the spots to avoid, and if you're not, well, just be aware of your surroundings. And now we get to the top 3 most dangerous places in Newcastle. And third place goes to Bensham and Thames, with 1,150 crimes and a crime rate of 152. This area is right next to Gateshead, and let's just say it's not exactly known for being peaceful. Crime here is mostly theft and violent offences, and if you're unlucky, you might just witness both in the same night. Coming in at number 2 is Monument, with a crime rate of 159 and 9,794 crimes. Now, you might be thinking, hang on, isn't Monument just the city centre? And you'd be right, but because it's slap bang in the middle of Newcastle, the sheer volume of people means more crime, pickpocketing, shoplifting, and a little bit of late night chaos. It's not necessarily dangerous, but if you're wandering around drunk at 2 AM in the morning, waving your phone around, don't be shocked if someone decides to relieve you of it. And finally, the number 1 most dangerous place in Newcastle. Drumroll? It's Byker, with 2,988 crimes and a crime rate of 203 per 1,000 people. Now, Byker's got a bit of history, and I don't just mean Byker Grove, but these days it's leading the way in Newcastle's crime charts. Violence, theft, antisocial behaviour, it's got it all. If you're in Byker, just keep your head down, your phone in your pocket and your route planned in advance. It's not a war zone, but let's just say it's not winning most picturesque neighbourhood anytime soon. So, if you're in and around Newcastle, what can you actually do to stay safe? Well, stick to busy, well-lit areas. If a street looks dodgy, probably is. Keep an eye on your belongings, especially in the city centre where pickpocketing is common. Don't get involved in street drama. If someone's having a full-blown meltdown outside Greg's, best just to keep on walking. If you're a business owner in the area, top tips are to invest in some security, so CCTV, decent lighting, maybe some man guarding, all the stuff that makes it harder for thieves. So there you have it, Newcastle's most crime-heavy areas broken down for you. So is Newcastle a dangerous city? Well, not really, it's just like anywhere else. Some places are fine, others not so much. As long as you're switched on and don't make yourself an easy target, you should be fine. If you found this video interesting, let us know in the comments below. And if you live in one of these areas and think it's been done dirty, well, tell us. Stay safe out there, or at least try your best, and we'll see you again soon.